Let's build some shelves for the baby room. So this video is going to be a little bit different this time around. I'm going to do a voiceover. So here I am prepping my 2 shelves. These are 2 by 6, and I am just filling these in with a little bit of wood filler mixed with wood glue. Just going through filling up any holes and cracks. After I let it dry, I am going through with an orbital sander to smooth out all the edges. I'm using a 60 grit sandpaper to really knock this stuff down. And make sure to hit every single surface. Here, I use a slightly damp cloth to wipe down the excess sawdust generated from sanding. I really enjoy this part. I'm applying 1 coat of stain. I love how the color changes immediately. I like to wear gloves when I do this because I don't like to stain my fingers. It was a sunny day, so the stain dried quickly. Now that all the other surfaces are stained, I flipped it after it dried to get the final side. This is what it looks like after it's all dried. I brought my 2 shelves in so I can apply a thin layer of polyurethane. I don't want any specks of dirt or any other debris from outside, so I'm doing this in my basement. So I'm just hitting all exposed surfaces and making sure there's no running polyurethane. After it's all dried, I flip the pieces and apply the last coat on the other surface. Now that the first coat is done drying, I am sanding it just a little bit to get rid of any imperfections or bubbles. Now I'm repeating that process again, adding a second coat of polyurethane. Now that everything is dried, I flipped it over and I'm applying the last bit of the second coat. A little bit more sanding, and another coat of poly. Here is the final layer. Now that the shelves are drying, I'm marking where I want to install them. So here's the fun part. I bought these brackets for floating shelves. I've marked where the studs are and marked where I want to drill holes. I installed the wall anchors that were provided with the brackets and repeated it for the entire shelf. I wanted to do a quick gut check and make sure things were level. Looks good to me. Used a longer level to make sure everything looked good. To drill the holes into the shelves, you're going to buy a long enough drill bit with the same diameter or similar diameter to the brackets. I use tape to mark where I don't want to go beyond while I'm drilling. Earlier in the video, I used the blue tape to guide where I was going to drill into the wall. I'm using that same tape to figure out where I'm drilling on the wood shelf. Now that I know where the brackets are going, I'm drilling straight in. I'm making sure that I don't go beyond the blue tape that I marked on my drill bit. I found this positioning a little bit better. I can go a little bit more parallel with the board and also have grip on the other side of the shelves. Doing a quick test fit, everything looks fairly level. I just repeat the same steps for the second shelf. Now that the shelving is done, we want to be able to add some power outlets so we can power some electronics. We're going to use a sleek socket, which is really nice to hide wires. One of the things we want to reroute is the power cable to the camera. So we bought this extra long cord, and it comes with these clips that we can hammer into the wall. Here's a little preview of what it looks like after it's finished. We did change a little bit, remove the cord up closer to the ceiling. Here is that sleek socket. We are routing the wires so it'll go behind the drawer, but also to a place where we can plug all the electronics. This is where we'll mount the power socket. This is everything plugged in. It's very messy at the moment. And then we're running all the wires up to the shelves. We're going to use this power strip cover to organize the wires a little bit. This is pretty easy to install. We ended up using command strips to mount it to the wall. Here is the final product. This is with the sleek socket, wires routed into the power strip cover, and all of the wires hidden as best as possible. We have our hatch machine on the first shelf, then we have an air purifier on the top shelf. I don't really like this. It's really bulky and it's kind of ugly, so we might change it out later, but this is good enough for now. And here's a close-up of the wire management system we use. Now here's everything put together, the final product. Thanks for watching.